they welcome the Texas Rangers for the first of a 3-game series. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. Elmer Rodriguez is set to make his second start of his big league career. First time out, he faced this very Rangers team where he went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 4, and struck out 3 in Arlington. After the game, he said overall he felt comfortable out there, but would like to control the strike zone a little bit more. Earlier today, when I asked Aaron Boone what he'd like to see Rodriguez improve on, he had this to say.
Just better strike throwing, which that's not a reach for him. Like, that's what he is and what he will be. Just that part wasn't great in his first outing. That said, still got into the middle of the game with a chance to win and didn't break, and you saw all the things that make you excited about him. He's got the 2 fastballs, he can spin it, he's athletic on the mound. I don't think was overwhelmed at all. So looking forward to him getting back out there tonight.
And it'll be the first time Elmer Rodriguez is wearing pinstripes here in the Bronx. At about 3:30 this afternoon, he was sitting in the Yankees dugout all by himself with a hooded sweatshirt on, looking around, relaxing, trying to take it all in. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Elmer Rodriguez gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
Wendy's went back to the
Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Live on New York. Life, pass it on. By Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. By Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Pretty good third baseman right there, Buddy Bell and Greg Nettles. Crowd filing in still in Yankee Stadium, beginning of this 3-game series before the Yankees hit the road again. Yankees have taken the field. Elmer Rodriguez on the mound. A good bird's eye view of this beautiful ballpark. And here's the Rangers starting lineup. Evan Carter in center, Corey Seager at short, Josh Young, the third baseman. Last 16 games he's been on fire. Then it's Jock Peterson, Ezekiel Duran, and Jake Berger in the middle. And the bottom third of the order, Osuna, Jansen, and McCutchen.
And we see the numbers by Elmer Rodriguez. The thing that sticks out to me is the 4 walks in the 4 innings. Only gave up 4 hits. Hung in there pretty well. But let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report on Elmer. He can breathe, Michael. It's no longer your first start in the big leagues in your career. You again, I just saw you 6 days ago, and now I think he can use the same plan because I didn't think he executed the plan that he wanted to. And get to that slider. It's got the second most horizontal break in all of baseball, over 18 inches. The Rangers swung at it 6 times. They missed 4.
Carter is ready. Rodriguez is ready. And let's do it in the Bronx. First pitch is a little low, and we're underway.
I thought we were checking the first pitch to start the game.
Could have been. Paul Clemens, the home plate umpire, the crew chief, Quinn Walcott at first, Bob Ballou at second, Ramon De Jesus is at third. Defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge in the outfield left to right, McMahon, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldsmith third to first. Austin Wells behind the plate, Jason Dominguez will DH. Evan Carter is hitless in his last 23 at-bats. Umpire Scouting Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered pitcher-friendly. 17 pitches challenged, 13 overturned. More low strikes, more outside strikes on left-handed batters. Paul in his second big league season.
I don't know about that, Michael. That first pitch looked like a strike to me, and he called it low. So I don't know about that scouting report.
All they had to do was tap their helmet.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not allowed to complain then.
You're really not as a manager anymore.
I think Aaron will find his opportunities.
And that is ball 4. And this was an issue in the first start. And I was wondering, Joe, did he have bad command because of nerves first start in the big leagues, or is that part of the arsenal?
I think it's nerves. He has had some walk issues in the minor leagues, and he did walk 7 hitters in like 21 innings in the minor leagues. But I think it's the bouncing around, and I think it's more the nerve. And what I mean by bouncing around is bouncing around between his sinker and his four seam. Find one, get it going, and then incorporate the other.
That was a strike to Seager, 96 miles an hour. And 2. And Seager's going to challenge that strike call. And he gets it right.
Calls overturned. Texas has 2 remaining.
What did Coney say yesterday? You could put your only like your license in
driver's
between?
license.
Yeah. That was maybe a license and a credit card.
Yeah, yeah. A little more.
I do like his sinker tonight. I think it's got great movement down. And Seager's another one of the hitters that's struggling. You're going to see this sinker that's inside and runs back. He's 4 for his last 27. No RBIs, no runs, and they're scuffling as a team offensively.
Rangers are 16-18. The Yankees are 24-11. The Yankees have won 14 of their last 16 games. Texas just lost 2 of 3 in Detroit. Three and 2.
Well, could you have the same thing that happened in his first game? A strike him out, throw him out in the first inning? Nimmo didn't slide. Be a bad way to start this game.
Carter with 5 stolen bases leads off first, held there by Goldschmidt. Yankees play to pull. And the Yankee pitching staff has a 47.3% ground ball rate. That's the best in the majors. Boone just said, "What are you looking at?"
You said he didn't have anything to argue about.
Thrown to 7 is ball 4. So 2 straight walks for Rodriguez. Now you have to be careful because Jacob deGrom's your opposing pitcher. You don't want to give up too much.
And the guy that is coming up has been their hottest hitter since the month of April. He is absolutely raked. Started 0 for 18 on the year, and he's been hitting ever since.
Over 12 games, 17 for 45. That's 378.
Michael, I always felt like for every pitcher, there's a pitcher that gets you back to your mechanics and gets you back in the strike zone. And sometimes when you don't know a pitcher very well, you're not sure what that is as a catcher. And it's something that they're going to have to find for Elmer.
Want to know? Now the Rangers' trouble has been offensively. Their pitching's been pretty good. Their bullpen ERA is first in baseball. Runs allowed per game 3.76. That's 4th. So they're doing the job pitching, but certainly not offensively.
Now he's got to set up for that slider, Michael, that I talked about. And I think you got to throw 2 in a row. If you missed with the first one, come back with it again. You'll have a better feel for it and probably throw it for a strike. And as I said, they swung at 6 last week. They missed 4 of them.
There's a base hit to right field. Holding up is Carter. So he'll stop at third as Judge gets the ball into Goldschmidt. 2 walks and a single, and the Rangers have loaded the bases. Nobody out here in the first.
Well, you can see why Josh Young is hitting over 300. The approach, go with the fastball, go the other way, let it get deep, and if he throws a breaking ball, I should be on time. Pretty good strike breaking ball hitter, but he will chase some of them off the zone, but he never used it. Good job by Judge charging that ball and getting it in.
All right, so what's said in these conversations between the catcher and the pitcher?
Well, I'm going to talk about, hey, just make your pitches. You're one pitch from really being out of this inning. You get a double play ball here, you get the next guy out, you give up 1 run. We can live with that. So just don't try to be perfect. Make your pitches. Give them 1. Don't give them a multiple number.
There's Jock Peterson. 2 hits in his last 20 at bats.
Both of those are pinch hit home runs off the Yankees.
You're right. Yankees back, looking for the double play. Pitch outside. Dialed it up to 97 there with the heat.
Yeah, he threw him a 98-mile-an-hour sinker that was away, and then threw the 4-seamer in, and it crowded him, and I think he expected it to go away from him. He tied himself up.
Deep fly ball center field. That's going to get a run in. Grisham makes the catch, tagging Carter. He'll score. Moving to third is Seager. Staying put at first is Young. Sac fly for Peterson. It's 1-0 Texas.
You're still only 1 pitch from getting out of this inning. A double play ball here, and you get out of this inning, and you got a right-handed hitter up. Duran's been one of their hotter hitters, but get a ground ball here.
Joe, who has the advantage because they saw him last week? The pitcher or the hitters?
Oh, I think the hitters on that situation. I do. But if your stuff is good, it doesn't matter. And I just think for him, it's getting ahead and putting hitters away. He's had a hard time getting ahead and staying ahead.
There's Duran. First and third, 1 man out.
See, and I don't think he can be afraid to come back with that. If you get behind 2-0, you get behind 2-0. But you got to get your breaking ball going. You got to have something besides the fastball.
Served into right field. That's going to dunk in for base hit. Seager scores. Moving to second is Young. It's an RBI single for Duran, and it's 2-0 Texas.
Really unfortunate. Soft contact, what you want there. He made a good pitch. It's almost like a check swing, like he tries to hold up, ends up scooping it and just hitting a little flare over the second baseman's head in front of Aaron Judge, and makes a good pitch, doesn't get a good result. Feel like he just won the lottery or made a bank 3. Maybe he just banked in a 3.
There's Jake Berger. That's what he did in AAA. That's why he got the call up.
Yeah, you look at what he's done so far in the major league. 6 walks in 4 1/3 innings. The thing about facing a major league hitter is they're going to be more disciplined, and they're not going to chase as much and swing at some of the balls that are below the zone and off the zone. You have to make pitches. This guy will chase, though, and he will chase way off the plate. He will chase down. It's been a struggle for him lately.
Let's see, can they turn 2? Well, they get 1. And Berger reaches on the fielder's choice. Moving to third is Young.
Yeah, he throws a sinker, gets a ground ball, good job by Jazz getting the lead runner. It's a tough one to get the lead runner. Caballero does the right thing because he knows they're not going to be able to turn two. And then you turn into a first baseman and you stretch to make sure you get the out.
So here is Alejandro Osuna.
Yeah, I don't quite understand when they've been ahead of some of these right-handed hitters why they haven't tried to put them away with a breaking ball. Trying to get the double play ball because he hasn't had great control of his sinker. If you leave one up, it's flat. Sometimes it's a base hit. He hit him last week too, correct? I believe he hit him last week too.
I don't recall.
After Dominguez got hit, he got hit to lead off an inning. Trying to throw a fastball in, and he throws another one in and hits him.
Well, that loads the bases and brings Matt Blake out of the dugout. Just checked, Joe, and you were right. It was Osuna who got hit.
Yeah, and he wasn't too happy about it.
A lot rides on this at bat. Again, the opposing pitcher is Jacob deGrom. Takes a 2.01 ERA into this game. You've already given up 2.
And this guy has been a Yankee killer. 569 games against other teams. He's hit 216. Against the Yankees, 53 games, 255. Look at the slug. I don't understand why that happens sometimes when you kill certain teams.
And it's not like he's seeing bad pitching from the Yankees.
No.
Hurt him a lot when he was with Toronto. It's kind of a 60-40 split between Jansen and Higashioka behind the plate.
And I was asking, do they always catch the same guys or do they rotate? They rotate for the most part, but Jansen has caught all of deGrom starts. It's worked pretty good.
Also, pitch count very high, 31 in the first inning. One and 2 count on the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Danny Jansen. And that one's going to get past Wells all the way to the screen. Young scores. Moving up to third is Berger and Osuna to second, and now it's 3-0 Texas.
Tried to throw in that breaking ball that has so much horizontal break, and it just took off too much. As you see, this gets by Austin Wells. He does everything he can to push to his right, but it's so far out there he can't get to it. Probably would have been better off trying to pick it, but he's doing the right thing. What you're instinctually taught is to get your body in front of it.
2-2 count on Jansen. Second and third, 2 men out, 3 runs in. Grounded, foul, grabbed there by McMahon. They'll do it again. And the count is full. And there's some walking around in the Yankee bullpen, and you're just not going to allow a young pitcher to throw all that many pitches in the first inning. No one's warming just yet, but they're getting prepared.
And 40 is usually about the limit, Michael.
And unless he gets Jansen, they're going to be over 40 before anybody throws a pitch in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Yarbrough about to warm.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Come out and stall a little bit in case you have to get someone up quickly. Stay out there a little bit. Michael, this is why it's so good to be in the booth. Those foul tips right there. And I think that hit mostly the shin guard. I think it hit the side of his shin guard, but probably got part of his calf.
Three-two. Ground ball short. Backhanded Caballero. And they get him. But a rough first inning for Elmer Rodriguez as he gives up 3 runs and the Rangers strand 2. Of the first inning, and this is the order in which they'll come to the plate. Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger. Last 8 games, Judge has been Judge. The middle third of the order, Dominguez, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. And the bottom third, you have Wells, McMahon, and Caballero.
Look at Jacob deGrom, the 6 starts. He gave up 3 runs his first start, only 4 the last 5. His numbers are outstanding. He will not beat himself. And let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report. He got outdueled last week in Texas. Cam went 6 innings, gave up 0 runs. He gave up 1, and ended the Texas Rangers end up losing that game. Tough sledding. This guy averages 11.49 Ks per 9 innings, would be 5th in baseball. However, even though he's hard to hit, his average exit velocity is 3 miles an hour over the average major league player, and the hard hit is 4% higher. So when he makes mistakes, and it's usually with his 4-seamers, it gets hit hard.
And a strike to Grisham as we start the bottom of the first.
And I thought last week the Yankees hit a lot of balls hard early in the game out for him, and then he kind of settled down.
0-2. His goal this season, just try to take the ball as much as I can. Since 2001, he's battled injuries, but still has pitched very well. 2.42 ERA. And he made his starts last year. 30 starts he made.
Yeah, every once in a while, you'll see him pull a changeup like that where he throws it in the dirt. And his command is so good, you're like, what was that? Every once in a while. Really can throw his fastball to all quadrants.
Two and two.
See how he came back with it, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted him to do with Rodriguez, because you find a better feel when you throw a couple in a row, because you know you're going to need it against this left-handed lineup.
Now you see a lot of these gloves are making their way to pitcher's mounds without holes for the finger, because they don't want to give away any kind of a tell on what they're throwing. There's usually that hole where you stick one finger up, but a lot of pitchers are moving away from that.
Michael, there is such a focus on pitch tipping in baseball now. It's unbelievable. Where teams have groups of people looking at their own and the other pitchers. I think knowing if your own pitcher's tip is the most important thing, but they have departments for that.
3-2. This is part of the value that Grisham brings to the leadoff position. He sees a lot of pitches. Ground ball first base. Berger flips to deGrom. One away. Check out the Rangers defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Let's take a look at the Evan Carter in center. He's our Car Shield defensive player profile. Defensive player profile of outfielders this season. Defensive run saved. Pete Crow Armstrong leads with 10. Abreu 7. And Bellinger, Anthony, and Pages with 6. Evan Carter 5. Fouled away. 0-1. Judge 6 for 14 in the 4-game set against Baltimore. A lot of walks. That's why just 14 at bats. Does damage, big time damage in the first inning. 91 career home runs in the opening stanza.
Michael, did you see that? He just hit 99. 99 after a couple of arm surgeries.
Well, he knows he's facing 99.
Think someone on the scoreboard got confused.
Driven out to right field on the run, McCutchen. He's not going to get there. And the ball will go to the wall as the red-hot Judge picks up a double.
You know, he hits this ball off the end of the bat, this fastball that's away from him, and it just kind of tails away from McCutchen where he does not have a chance. Hits the grass, bounces in the corner, which makes it easy for Judge to get to second base. Got to take advantage of these situations. Bellinger last week hit a ball in the first inning off the top of the wall that would have been a hit at Yankee Stadium. You see him stay behind the ball, hits the line drive to right on a fastball up.
Driven deep to right center field. And that ball is off the top of the wall again. But he gets an RBI double as Judge scores, and the Yankees are on the board 3-1. Oh, that was close. I'm sure they'll take a look.
Yeah, I'm not even writing down double yet, Michael, to make sure that it's not a home run. But this is 2 starts in a row off of Jacob deGrom, where he hit the top of the wall in the first inning for an RBI, and this one ends up being an RBI double.
Against the Orioles, he was 8 for 16.
Well, you see how quickly he gets to that ball up, and they must feel that they can get him out up. It's not working right now.
Dominguez jumps on the first pitch. Shallow left. Osuna puts it away. Out number 2.
Yeah, and here's his double on this high fastball, and he's ready to hit. And I love that you're ready to hit in the first inning, the first pitch that you see, because it might be the best pitch you see off of Jacob deGrom. And, man, that's about 3 inches from being a home run, just skidding on the top. Jacob deGrom knows he caught a break. I tell you what, Jazz had a good first at bat off of him last week too, where he drove the ball to deep right center, but it was run down by the center fielder.
Yeah. 0-1 on Chisholm. He has good numbers against deGrom. Elite numbers against an elite pitcher.
I would bet that there's only a handful of players that have that many at-bats that have numbers like that in all of baseball.
One and 2.
Jazz went to Boston about a week and a half ago, where he had a lot of success last year, and it really got him going. Hit 4 hits there, and he's just continued to hit ever since he went there.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. But the Yankees get a run back. Back-to-back doubles, Judge and Bellinger. It's 3-1 as we go to the second. Profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Aaron Judge plus 270. And Paul Goldschmidt plus 500. Let's see if Elmer Rodriguez has settled down. And he faces Andrew McCutchen. First pitch is outside. McCutchen in his 18th big league season grounds to McMahon. Still got speed. One down.
Boy, he's been playing really well on both sides of the ball. It's so great to see because it was such a struggle for McMahon early in the year. And when you make adjustments as a hitter, you want to see success. He's starting to see it. It's great to see.
The pitch to Evan Carter is a strike. He walked, started that first inning, working a walk. He came around to score. Still 0 for his last 23. And he calls a quick timeout. He goes around. Carter debuted in September of 2023, hit .306 to finish the regular season, and then he was the everyday left fielder for their championship run as a kid. He's just 23 now.
20 years old that year.
Yeah. In the playoffs, he hit 300 with a .917 OPS. Probably injuries have slowed him down, and it comes into this game hitting .170.
Probably thought it was going to be an easy old game, as Jeet would always say. That hit off the knob of the bat. This ball's inside.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. I think it hit off the knob of the bat.
Fly ball right field and deep. Going back is Judge, and he's going to play that off the wall. Turns, fires, and Evan Carter breaks his 0 for 23 slide with a double.
He gets out in front of this changeup and just hooks it into the corner. If it's down, it's a ground ball. But because it was up almost waist high, he was able to get it in the air. Judge does a good job of making this play close. Tell you what, his arm's back, Michael. He's throwing the ball really well and is accurate.
Here's Corey Seager, walked and scored in the first. Oh, 0-1.
Corey Seager swings at the first pitch over 50% of the time. Average is about 30. He hasn't swung at one yet today, and both of them have been strikes in his at-bats.
Last 7 games, Joe, 4 for 27, 148. No home runs, no ribbies, and 10 strikeouts. .32 years old, 12th big league season. Turned 32 when the Yankees were in Arlington.
Yeah, right now he's at career lows in average, OPS, highest K rate of his career. He's gotten off to a really, really slow start.
It seems, Joe, that the put-away pitch is not there, or he's not identifying it.
Yeah, I don't think he's had really consistency with anything, Michael. But you're right. Like his changeup's been inconsistent. His curveball, his slider, his sinker has been down. His four-seamer has been in to lefties.
And he gets him with 95 miles an hour. That'll bring up Josh Young. And we look at leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Ben Rice leads the American League in batting average, and Josh Young is 5th. Those two players sandwiched Langoliers, Alvarez, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. There's Ben, still recovering from that bruised hand.
See, I mean, that's just a yanked sinker. And you see this pitch up in the zone. He gets it by Seager, who's a really good fastball hitter. but he's yanking his sinker trying to go away to right-handed hitters.
Squib, first base. Goldschmidt fields, steps on the bag, and a scoreless bounce-back inning for Elmer Rodriguez. And Dave Chesney finally with a nice piece of headwear, the iconic red Yankees cap, which the Yankees are going to wear tomorrow during batting practice. And it looks good on you, Joe.
I'm ready for BP.
Yeah? Now, Meredith, there's a story behind this, right?
Michael, there is. And, you know, I did give him an upgrade, right? You're looking great, my friend. Fantastic. Spike Lee was sitting just behind the Yankees dugout in the first homestand of the season. He was wearing his red Yankees coat along with the red Yankees hat. And that's when I told you the story of what happened in 1996. Spike Lee wanted a matching red hat for his jacket, and he went to New Era. New Era said they only issue merchandise that is what the Yankees wear on the field, so he would need special permission from George Steinbrenner. George Steinbrenner granted the permission. They made a red hat for Spike Lee, and we all know what happened in 1996, a good year for the New York Yankees. How is it 30 years, Michael, since that moment? It is crazy to think about, but the red hats are back, and as you mentioned, the Yankees will be wearing them during batting practice.
And there's a logo on the side of the hat that says 30 years of Spike Lee New Era joint. Spike Lee calls all of his movies a Spike Lee joint, so this is a Spike Lee New Era joint. 0-1 on Austin Wells after Goldschmidt's single. You liked 96, didn't you?
A lot, Michael. Yeah.
And this was at a recent game with Billy Crystal. Spike's wearing the iconic red hat. Yeah. 1-2 on Wells.
Like that by Austin, break his rhythm a little bit, just painted a fastball 98 down and away. He's got a number of different ways he can go here. He can throw that nasty slider down and in, the good changeup, or he can go with another fastball up in the zone.
He's telling DeGrom, you got to engage him with your eyes.
Caballero's been working with Wells, I see.
Yeah. Off of DeGrom, Caroms right to Berger. He'll take the out at first. Moving to second is Goldschmidt.
Might have had a chance for a double play if it didn't hit him. He hit it off the end of the bat a little bit. That changeup, he's trying to get out of the way. Hits him on his push-off leg and the hamstring. Laughing about it now, but he won't be laughing after the game when that bruise is there.
Big cut by McMahon. You know, we covered this a bit on the open. What are you seeing differently from him? He seems much more in sync, McMahon.
I just think he's letting the ball get to him. I think he was a guy that would go out and get the ball. His hips would slide forward. That's not happening. He's staying on his backside, which allows him to hit the ball to left field. But that's pretty nasty, those two changeups. He's not recognizing them. He didn't recognize them in Texas as well, but don't feel bad. There's a lot of hitters. Coming into tonight, hitters were only hitting 111 on his changeup with a 111 slug, so he'd only give up singles.
Tried it again.
You know your changeup's good when you can throw it 3 times in a row.
Does he dare go 4?
I don't think so. I think he's going up. Well, he went down with that slider down and in. I think as a pitcher and a catcher, when you see a guy swing and miss, you're not afraid to throw another one. You see him swing and miss another one, you're not afraid. But as soon as they make contact, you're like, maybe he's kind of getting on it. I got to do something different.
Two and two. Threw him a change again, but that was up.
You know, I'm not sure what the result of this at bat is going to be, but it's been a pretty good at bat. 2-2. He's fouled off a couple pitches, taken some really tough pitches. He's seeing everything he's got. He hasn't seen the fastball yet. Can't get over he's still throwing 99 miles an hour. It just, at his age, it's incredible. He's 37 years old.
This is the 8th pitch coming up. High fly ball, deep right field. McCutchen back, track, wall, see ya! A 2-run home run for McMahon. He's starting to come around as the Yankees have tied the game at 3.
Gives Elmer a little bit of life, and you see the frustration by DeGrom. He usually doesn't throw his curveball except to get ahead in the count. He throws one, he hangs it. McMahon turns on it, gets it in the right field seats. Just a great at bat. I mean, he fouled off that changeup, fouled it off. Saw one fastball and was late. DeGrom didn't want to go back to it, and he ends up getting the curveball for a home run.
Well, if you're the Yankees, you have to feel pretty good. You're down 3-0 to DeGrom, and this swing ties it up.
Well, this lineup, all of a sudden, if you go back like the last 20 games, and each guy's kind of checked in at a little bit different time, it's gotten really deep where they're getting contributions from everyone. Seemed like Judge started 21 games ago. You look at McMahon, it's been the last 11 or 12 games. Caballero like the last 16. You see this hanging curveball. Jazz the last 12. Just a great at bat by McMahon.
That one is driven out into right center. Evan Carter on the run gets there to haul it in.
Yeah, you're going to see this from the side. You're going to see him sit on this back leg a little bit longer and hit against his front leg instead of going forward and drifting forward, which allows him to see the ball deeper, to read it. You see the reaction of his teammates. They love it. Look at Ben Rice and Judgy. It's a really good at bat. And DeGrom, as good as he's been, 9 starts against the Yankees in his career, 2.97. This place has not been kind to him. A 5.19 ERA in 4 starts. So imagine what he did at the other 5 starts in his home ballpark.
Yeah, for sure.
He does not like the new Yankee Stadium.
0-1 on Grisham.
You know, I noticed something, Michael.
What's that?
Al Leiter came in today. You're twirling the ball like you're throwing a slider like Al. Is that, it's on your left side. You're not a left-handed thrower.
No, don't do anything left-handed.
Al's got an influence on you.
He always did. He came in here like the butterfly that he is, flittering all over the place. Obviously, his son Jack is a pitcher with the Texas Rangers.
He's always got such a great smile on his face, Al. Al Slider, we called him.
He enjoys life.
Yes, he does.
The 1-2. Grounded first base. Berger takes it himself, and that'll do it. But Goldschmidt single, and then McMahon in a long at bat. It's a hanging breaking ball. And over the leaping try of McCutchen. When it gets into the seats, it's 3-3. MLB.org to register for a free event near you today.
I like that he's mixing in his other pitches, Michael, using his breaking ball and his changeup more. First inning, he really struggled. He didn't use them at all, throwing all mostly heaters.
Right back to Rodriguez. One down.
I used to have a manager that would say in the first inning, if you get ahead 0-1, throw the guy's second pitch. If you miss, come back with it. And I would always say, why? And he says, you might be in trouble after 2 hitters in the first inning, and you got to have a feel what your second pitch is. And Elmer threw a lot of fastballs. He couldn't find, as you said, his secondary pitches. We're starting to find him a little bit now, and he's getting some easier outs.
Was this a minor league manager?
Great Jim Essien.
Okay.
Yeah, he really taught me a lot about calling games. He was really, really smart.
Duran dunked an RBI single right field in the first inning. One and two.
And it seems that he has a little bit better command of his curveball than his slider right now. And when you think about his slider, he has 18 inches of horizontal break, plate 17 inches. He's got to start it as a ball to be a strike.
Oh, they were about to whip it around the infield, and now it's
The
challenged
catcher is
by
challenging the call of the ball.
Austin Wells.
Call is
Dismissed.
confirmed. New York has 1 remaining.
I thought it was a strike too. I don't think I would have been too good at this, Michael.
Really?
No, I don't. And you
Wells
see,
has been quite good at it lately.
you see the frustration.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at yourself. I mean, you're going to get mad at yourself for like a half an inch. I think it's worth the challenge for a guy that's been struggling throwing strikes.
One and one. Berger reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Texas just lost 2 of 3 to Detroit in that series. Berger 3 for 12.
And coming in tonight, he was 7 for his last 54. So think about what he was before that good series he had in Detroit.
Four for 42.
It's good math, Michael.
Thank you. Ground ball. Let's see if they get 2. There's 1. And there's 2. Another scoreless inning for the youngster. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Play ball. Corona will be rewarding fans all season long with a chance to win trips to MLB's biggest moments from the All-Star game to the postseason. When the line drops in, it's time for that first pitch. Fresh air and sunshine. This is our playa. That Guy provides a lot of big moments, and here he is leading off the Corona scoreboard, bottom of the third, 3-3. Judge, Bellinger, and Dominguez against Jacob deGrom. 0-1.
What's always impressed me about Jacob deGrom is not only the movement he has on that slider, but how well he locates it. I mean, he locates it like he's locating a fastball.
And he throws it so hard, too.
Yes.
Now, you were mentioning how, teams have departments that look for tells and signs and giving away pitches. Were you good at it?
No. Guys would tell me, see the good changeup to Judge. Guys would tell me he's doing this, and I would still get it wrong. I was like, no, don't even tell me.
But how were you at picking up tells?
Not very good.
Not good?
No. See the outstanding changeups. As I mentioned earlier, hitters were 7 for 52 off his slider and his changeup coming into this game. Our great James gave me this card that says only 6 others who have as many bats as Bellinger against Jacob deGrom have a higher average. Christian Yelich, Anthony Rizzo, Freddie Galvis, Giancarlo Stanton, 333. Jason Hayward, and Starlin Castro. Only 6.
Bellinger doubled off the top of the wall in the first inning to drive in Judge.
So for my statement to be correct, I said only a handful. Right, there were 6. I'd have to be Antonio Alfonseca who had the extra finger.
Yeah, he had it. He and Mordecai Brown would have been good friends.
Yeah, they used to call him Popo.
And you know what? deGrom knows those numbers. And he was very careful there with Bellinger and walked him.
Yeah, he seems a little off. I think the Yankees have made him question a little bit what he's doing with his fastball. And again, even though the Yankees only scored 1 run, they hit a number of balls hard in Arlington last week.
There's Dominguez. On a strike. Lofted a fly ball to left field in the first inning. Again, a little bit of a run with the injury to Stanton. Making the most of it. Particularly impressing with swings from the right side, but batting left-handed against deGrom.
Isn't that the funny thing? I mean, the word was he couldn't hit right-handed. That's why they signed Randall Grichuk, and he's 3 for 6. And I know it's a really short sample size, but he's looked a lot better.
Those are not bloops, though, those 3.
No.
Yeah. 2 doubles the other night from the right side. There's that slider, 1 and 2.
Would you say there's that pitch again?
Yeah.
Those aren't the midges. What were those midget? What were they called, midges? In Cleveland, you see all the bugs flying around Jazz's head there.
Runner goes. Grounded to second. They get Dominguez moving to second as Bellinger. Jazz struck out to end the first inning. Yeah, those bugs. Right down the right field line foul. Those bugs come into the booth, you're in it alone. I'm out.
You're out?
Yeah, not a bug fan. Let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Jazz Chisholm, 1 or more home runs is plus 500. DeGrom at 53 pitches, but getting DeGrom out, you're not really gaining an advantage, especially the way the Texas bullpen has been pitching. They're not DeGrom, but it's not a big drop-off at this point. Line to third and caught by Young. Check swing off the bat of Chisholm. We'll go to the fourth.
Report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Two very important pieces for the Yankees this season. We're pitching in rehab assignments. Garrett Cole with single A, Carlos Rodon with the AAA team. 4 1/3 for Garrett Cole, allowing 5 runs on 7 hits in that one. Cole threw 69 pitches, 49 for strikes. For Rodon, 6 runs through 6 1/3. He threw 83 pitches, 49 for strikes. Aaron Boone told me earlier today, as long as he feels healthy and ready to go, the next step for Carlos Rodon will be to rejoin this Yankees rotation. Garrett Cole, Michael, is going to need a little bit more time. He wouldn't specify how many more rehab starts, but a few more in the cards for Garrett Cole.
All right, so Meredith, that leads me right to this question for Joe. How much do you look at results when they're rehabbing as pitchers? 0. Yeah. How about hitters?
Not a lot. I don't. As long as they physically feel well, I'm comfortable bringing them back because there's just a different intensity level. And you look at these games, they're giving up some runs, but hitters are so much different in the minor leagues. They're so aggressive. It's just a different game. You can't set hitters in the minor leagues up. You can't.
Why? Because they're not advanced enough?
No. They don't necessarily have scouting reports, and they're just hacking.
Right.
And as a pitcher that's rehabbing, you're worried about working on all your pitches, not working on winning the game, because you want to make sure you have a good feel for everything when you get back. And then I'm going to go with what works when I get up here.
It was Danny Jansen. I spoke for about 20 minutes with Garrett Cole after he'd made, I think 1 or 2 rehab starts, and his mind works in such a way. He said, I did this on this pitch, and I would have done this if I was on the big league level, and I was just working on this to see how that works. So I would tend to agree with you, Joe. I don't think it matters much.
As long as their velocity is there and their recovery, like the next couple days after they make the start, they feel good to where I don't feel like I have to give them extra days. I'm not worrying about the results.
All right, so Anthony Volpe has not hit for any kind of slug at all down in the minors. That doesn't concern you?
Well, he's not coming back. Right. And I think the Yankees want to give him more at-bats. I think his shoulder caused him to maybe get in a few bad habits last year because he was trying to fight through that weakness. They want him to get more at-bats and really get going.
Here's McCutchen.
And I think the other thing for him, that's a sped up process when you only have 20 days. You think about, you have 30 days of games in the minor leagues or spring training, 30 to 35. You get days off.
Line drive and past the lunge of Caballero, so a base hit for McCutchen.
You can go to the minor leagues and get 7 at-bats in one game, lead off every inning. It's just such a different process. Sometimes people need more. It's a good job by McCutchen hitting his breaking ball. He just got too much of the plate. See, Caballero just can't quite get it. I think he did everything he could. I hope he's not frustrated with himself.
I think he wanted to get it.
I wanted to be taller too, Michael.
Right back to Rodriguez. 3 straight scoreless innings for the rookie. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 3. By Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard 3-3, bottom of the fourth. Paul Goldschmidt leads off, and he hits one the other way, foul into the second deck. 0-1. Goldschmidt picked up a single in the second, scored on McMahon's home run. That tied the game at 3. That came in the second inning. Another one fouled away.
You know, I was looking at Paul's WAR over his 16-year career. 64.1, and I'm like, well, who's right around him? Dave Winfield was 64.2. Freddie Freeman 64.5. It's quite a career.
He has a real good chance to go to the Hall of Fame. Yankees return to Prime tomorrow to take on the Rangers. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6:30 only on Prime. Former MVP, distinguished career, very good defender. It was Austin Wells. Grounded back to DeGrom in the second inning. High fly ball center field. Carter. 2 outs. That'll bring up McMahon and his home run in the second inning. Brought to you by Corona. This is our playa.
A little hanging curveball. And he got it after a long at bat, fouled off a number of pitches, finally got the pitch that he wanted, hit it in the right field seats to make the score 3-3. Great at bat. Number of plays tonight. Another good night for Ryan McMahon.
Fouled away.
See, I like that, Michael, because think about the last at bat. All changeups and breaking balls. And he was late on the fastball that at bat, but he was on time for the off speed. He was late on that fastball. I mean, I think if you're Jacob deGrom, you got to throw him another one. Another fastball.
And he did. So the most career home runs off deGrom. Stanton with 4. 3 guys tied with 3. Freeman, Austin Riley, and this guy, Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, amazing that 2 right-handers in the top 4. I would have never guessed that.
One and 2. Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2 count. deGrom deals. Strike 3. And McMahon down looking. Yankees go down in order, and we'll go to the 5th. 3-3. Host Gracie Cashman sits down with Yankee legend Willie Randolph for a deep dive into the numbers that defined his career. Watch the season 3 premiere of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery next Tuesday following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. First pitch is fouled the other way by Seager, 0-1. Other upcoming guests on The Story of My Number: Joe Girardi.
Wow.
Garrett Cole. The Rangers' Mike Richter, the Giants' Otis Anderson. Big-time guests.
He was a beast, wasn't he, Otis Anderson? He just
Some
carried
player.
people on top of his back for more yards.
I can't wait to hear the story of your numbers. You had several numbers.
Oh, yeah.
The other way. Deep. Bellinger back. On the track. He'll make the play. So in the first inning, Elmer Rodriguez, as he makes this look fairly easy, Elmer Rodriguez threw 37 pitches, gave up 3 runs. From innings 2 through 4, he threw a total of 37 pitches for no runs. So he got his pitch count somewhat under control.
He's going to get that first inning woes his next start if he keeps this up.
You know, Meredith told a story earlier. Now, this is his first start in pinstripes. He made his Major League debut in the Road Grays. And Meredith was here early, and at 3:30, he's sitting in the dugout in a hoodie. Is that too much?
No, I think it's great. I think he's taking it all in.
Okay.
The thing about this game is I think the players that are able to enjoy the moment usually perform better. Like Derek Jeter enjoyed the moment all the time. It was hard for me as a player to enjoy the moment because it seemed like such a grind.
Mm-hmm. That one's in the right center field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. Grisham fields and will get the ball in. So Young with a single. Let's check out the pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, he settled down. He started to throw more strikes with his fastball. And he's starting to use his off-speed, his changeup and his curveball more effectively as he gets the weak ground out. You see this sinker that's up in the zone. He gets the double play. I just think he found his stuff. But as I was saying, it's important to enjoy where you're at and not put so much pressure on you and relax, because once you go out there between the lines, there's enough pressure on you. You got to enjoy the day. And I like that he was taking it all in.
See, now, the way I think, and I'm probably wrong, you lived it, I'm just looking from the outside in, was he stressing too much, like looking out at the field, I'm going to be pitching there? I mean, could have been putting too much emphasis on the day?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
Michael, it seemed more like a relaxed, chill moment for Elmer Rodriguez, if I'm being honest with you. He was looking out at the field. He also had his phone on him. He was just kind of sitting back and relaxing prior to the pitchers meeting. They have a pitcher-catcher meeting where he goes through the lineup, talks with Austin Wells, talks with all the coaches. So it was prior to all of that. I don't know that he was putting too much pressure on himself. I did speak with him on Sunday, and he said he's feeling more and more comfortable every day. I don't think pressure, at least outwardly, is something that he has talked about at all.
Well, this is not the first day you've met me, Meredith. You know I don't do chill well, so I can't really appreciate chill.
You know what? Me neither, Michael. I'm learning.
Hedrick and Cruz heating up. And Mr. Girardi, you don't do chill well either.
No, I don't.
It's the same guy that was running sprints when he was the manager out in left field, Michael. Chill. He has no chill.
But I can chill up here because I don't have to make any decisions.
You are much more chill up here. I cannot even debate that with you.
It's a good fastball after the changeup down, going up, down, up, down. He hides it well, and you can see the rotation on it. It has that running away from Jock Peterson. The other thing that I'm noticing too a little bit is his velocity is a little bit down, which doesn't bother me, but he seems to have more command over it. So maybe in the first inning he just overthrows a little bit. He's too pumped up.
Slow roller, will it squeak through? No, it's grabbed there by Jazz, but he has no play. Just hit too slowly. As Young moves to second, Duran picks up his second hit.
Again, I don't really understand that. It's the second time he's gotten beat on a two-strike fastball on Duran. No, he hit a breaking ball. Let me take that back. He got in there, though, boy. This is a big out for him. He will chase breaking balls off the plate. Jake Berger.
Well, Wells keeps that in front of him, keeps the runners put.
He does a good job of keeping it in front. The one slider he threw him, it was so far he couldn't quite get out there, so probably a good decision.
Boy, his later innings were left in that first inning. He's been economical since then, but 37 doesn't go away. Two 2-0 on Berger. 0 for 2.
This is just a good sinker that starts down and it continues to run down. And Berger, who's ultra aggressive in these situations, big chase. When he chases, there's not a lot of contact. Should be 3-0, but he's 2-1. I got to believe this is his last hitter, Michael.
Osuna's on deck. Just clipped the outside corner.
I mean, if he could bottle that sinker, that two-seamer away to right-handers down in the zone, I mean, the sky's the limit for this kid, and he's got good stuff. It's just harnessing it and learning how to throw more strikes. Can't forget that he's only 22 years old.
Runners will go with 2 outs. And he walked him. You can see his frustration because he realizes that's it. They're going to call on Hedrick with Osuna coming up. 4 2/3. He's allowed 3 runs. The runners on base are his responsibility. Major League start number 2 is over. Support by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By the New York Lottery, this could be your lucky play. And by Hyundai, Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. Brent Hedrick comes on.
Great numbers. See the ERA, the strikeouts, 1 per inning. Batting average against is a little high, but what I've noticed is he's been able to make big pitches, and you see Haggerty hitting for Osuna. His sinker has been really good to right-handed hitters.
And he's been very effective against righties, so this move by Skip Schumacher, the right move to make, but you're not really gaining that much of an advantage if you look at the way Hedrick has been so effective against righties. Quickly. 0-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, you see, he's been used a lot. A lot of it has to do with the off days have been timely.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. Hedrick does the job again, and the Rangers leave the bases loaded. The pinch hitter Haggerty swings over the breaking ball to end the inning, and Rodriguez says, "Thank you." Mohegan Sun team scouting report.
Well, there's a big split with these Texas Rangers. 3.76 runs allowed, which is the 4th fewest by their pitching staff. 3.74 runs scored, which is the 28th most by their offense. Up and down, Josh Young has been up. 16 games, hitting .403 the last 7. For Corey Seager, 148. Little bullpen matchup, Michael. Texas is first with a 2.74 ERA. The Yankees are 6 with a 3.41, and the Yankees are already in it.
And DeGrom's pitch count in pretty good shape, 65. Soft ground ball, charging Seager, fields, fires. Got him.
A really good play by Seager to charge this hard, backhand it, get rid of it quickly. Good strong arm. Ooh, they're going to take a look at it maybe. Oh, they're not. I thought they were going to see the backhand, how quickly he makes the transfer. Cabby's trying to influence the umpire. Accurate throw, good stretch by Berger. That was close.
Haggerty, who pinch hit for Osuna, takes over in left. High fly ball, shallow left. Haggerty tested right away. Now, Joe, Aaron Boone told me the other day there's no better view of first base in all of Major League Baseball than the spot where he stands in the Yankee dugout. I said it's just a perfect view of the play, the foot, the glove. Do you agree?
I always thought first base was the hardest one for me to tell. So
Really?
maybe I don't necessarily agree with that. Maybe Aaron's eyes are just better than mine too. But I just always thought that was the hardest one to tell for me.
That is so interesting. Two people with the same view seeing it differently. One and one on Judge. Judge doubled in the first and struck out in the third.
That reminds me of, obviously they were showing a lot of highlights of John the other day when he got hit by the foul ball and just kept going.
Yep. Drilled out to right field. On the run is McCutchen. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, I think the Yankees have had a pretty good game plan on DeGrom where they're hitting the fastball the other way because there's so many breaking balls. This ball is just foul. It's another double if it's fair. But with the slider and the changeup both being around 88 to 91, they're hitting the fastball the other way, which would put them, for the most part, almost on time on the other two.
The 1-2. 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Quinn Walcott punches out Judge. So DeGrom, after the walk in the third, has retired 8 in a row as we go to the 6th. Well, thank you, Justin Shackle. As we start the 6th inning, the pitch is outside to Danny Jansen. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. It's 3-3 here on Yes.
I didn't think guys did that anymore, where a couple guys go deep, they hit the next guy.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
The next guy didn't do it.
That's right.
One and two.
It happened to me in Chicago when I was with the Rockies. Steve Traxel was on the mound, and the hitters before me went back to back to back. And then he hit me, and I told him, I said, I was probably the one guy you could get out. What are you doing?
All kidding aside, I never understood it. I mean, if you want to wait till they come up again, and although if you can't get them out, Why should you hit him? Jansen 0 for 2. Strike 3. Let's go around the majors. Jordan Walker, who's been struggling the last couple of years. This season, what a year. 10 home runs, 27 ribbies for the Cards. Seiya Suzuki, last 12 games, 6 home runs, 11 ribbies, hitting close to 400. And Byron Buxton, 5 home runs in the last 7 games for the Twins. When he's healthy, he's as good as anybody.
Oh, yeah. And can hit any pitch. It's not just he's a fastball hitter.
McCutchen, shallow center field, and Grisham makes the play.
Hit hanging breaking balls, steal bases. Michael, you were talking about how good Hedrick has been against right-handers. Right-handers coming into this game were hitting 179. Lefties are hitting 400.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's seen a lot more righties than lefties.
Well, here's a lefty. Evan Carter, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. His double in the second inning was a relief for him. It broke an 0 for 23. What was your longest 0 for?
I have no idea. I forgot those things.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, James will find out.
I think it might have been my rookie year, and it got me sent down.
That's not good.
We went to Montreal and New York, and there just wasn't a lot of hits for Joe.
Swing and a miss. He got that lefty. He's faced 4 batters. Retired all 4, 3 strikeouts. DeGrom, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. That walk to the guy at the plate. Cody Bellinger, who doubled in a run in the first inning up the top of the wall in right
The
field.
catcher is challenging the call of the ball.
That was called the ball, and it's going to be challenged by Danny Jansen. Danny
Call's
Jansen was
overturned.
right.
Texas has 2 remaining.
So James is trying to find out my longest 0 for straight. And his computer's been buffering for about a minute and a half. And he said there's so many streaks that it's having a hard time deciding. That ain't right, James. I thought you were my friend.
When you first joined the Yankees, you probably don't like me telling the story. Ground ball, fielded by Seager. 1 away. Let's take a look first at Jacob deGrom, the Alpha Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, the outstanding stuff, the outstanding changeup he's had tonight. He gets Aaron Judge with one, gets Goldie with that fantastic slider, and here's a backdoor slider, which he doesn't throw very often. McMahon has made it work, so he had to try something different. So what were you saying?
So I was talking to your wife. Ground ball, backhanded nicely by Duran. 2 down. What we have to do, name that Yankee first, Joe. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 264, 1,954 hits, 195 home runs. See the teams that he played with. So the Rangers, and then came back to the Rangers with the Yankees for 1 year.
Do you know that one, Michael?
So I don't know that one at all. And I was talking to Kim, and she said, I'm glad that Joe's a real good defensive player, and I knew that early. I said, why? She said, well, we're in the minors and we'd be in hotel rooms. And that one's driven deep to right field. McCutchen back, looking up. See ya. A long home run for Chisholm, and the Yankees lead 4-3. And the baseball gods do not want this story to be told.
Right, I'm getting better offensively as we go on here. Michael, did you notice what McCutcheon did in the outfield? He started to go back. Before the ball landed, he turned around and came back towards home plate. Wow. It was like, no chance. I think I'd be a little upset if I was the pitcher. Like, come on, at least make me feel like you got a shot. So keep going on your story.
No,
here we go. The replay. Oh, this fastball didn't get to where he wanted it. Jazz a really good low ball hitter, and he's always been able to hit velocity. Always. And he got that one.
So Kim said that she used to be in the hotel room.
Here we go.
And
we got another one.
She would throw socks at you to hit.
Yes, she did. That's
right.
true.
And then she said to me, I saw how he hit the socks. I said, boy, I hope he's a good defensive catcher.
I hope she's watching, because she usually watches. She could have the tennis. This is a bomb. I didn't realize how far. Now I know why McCutcheon turned around and came back towards home plate. Little bat flip.
He tied it all together. He socked that.
Yes, he did.
Swing and miss. And that will do it. And Joe's longest hitless streak, 0 for 21, April of 1989. And that's when you got sent down. Vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Graham, who's celebrating her birthday with his buddies over the weekend here at the stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures. You post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Look, you had a great time, Graham. Hope you did. Yankees lead 4-3 on the long home run off the bat of Jazz Chisholm Jr. Corey Seager leads off against Hedrick. No, Tim Hill is in now, and a ground ball to McMahon. Throw to first, 1 pitch, 1 out. Guess that's what Tim Hill does.
Michael, I don't think people realize how hard that play is by McMahon just made. As he's running towards their dugout and then having to throw across his body. The ball's got funny spin, and he made that play easy. I tell you what, hitting does a lot for your defense.
It does.
It does. It just makes you feel better about yourself.
And the pitch to Young. Cruz heating up.
That pitch again. There it is.
That pitch. Driven to right field. Judge is going to turn and play it off the wall. And he is going to hold Young to a single. Played it beautifully, fired it into Caballero. Third hit for Young. Came in hot today, and he's still hot.
He's been hot since April 1st. And Michael, this was a slider. I don't remember the last slider I've seen from Tim Hill. Probably did him a favor because it kind of flattened out. Yeah, this is a slider. See the spin on it? The dot, the circle? It's flat, and that's why he was able to hit it in the air.
So here is Kyle Higashioka, the pinch hit for Jock Peterson.
Probably be another 2 weeks before he throws another slider now.
Maybe 2 months.
2 months.
And that's a pinch hit single for Higashioka. Moving to second is Young. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. 4 pitchers used last night. I think they're all usable today. We see that Hill is. And we're going to see another arm out of the bullpen as the Rangers have runners on first and second with 1 out. They did that against Hill. Duran's coming up. Hill's leaving. Cruz is coming in. Is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores, proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So a rare outing where Tim Hill doesn't get it done quickly and easily. Gives up a couple of singles. And they bring in Fernando Cruz. This will be his 17th game. First and second, one man out. Yankees lead by 1, top of the 7th inning, 4-3. And here is Ezekiel Duran, 2 for 2 with a walk.
He had a little bloop hit to right field and then a little squibber to second base. His 2 hits didn't hit either ball hard. And he gets forky.
Mama, there's that pitch.
He's fun to watch when he's ahead in the count. He went right to the good stuff. He's been throwing a few more sliders lately, but he just, look, they're threatening to score. Ooh,
that's nice pick.
Yeah. And the hard thing about a split is it usually goes straight down. So you don't know when they throw it in the dirt, is it going to be your left or your right? A slider you're going to anticipate as a catcher, it's going to be to your right. A curveball, you can't anticipate on a split or a changeup.
Another nice pick. Swing and a miss. 3 filthy splitters. Duran strikes out.
And 5 in a row, Michael. He pretty much told you what I'm going to throw you. He's got ahead 0-2, and then he bounced 2 to make it 2-2. And then he throws this one that starts about waist high and ends up on the ground by the time it gets to Duran. Outstanding pitch.
Lefty and a righty up for the Rangers. Here's Jake Berger against Cruz. Noise in the background. The fans are doing the wave. They're going from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole.
Berger steps in the bucket a little bit here, so you got to be careful you don't leave one down and in.
Grounded foul. So again, he's up quickly, 0-2.
You want to get the ball away from him because of his initial step. The hips kind of leave a little bit. He's looking to yank.
Popped up. McMahon, great job by Cruz. He picks up his bullpen mate, Tim Hill, and the Rangers strand 2 at the end of 6.5. Yankees lead the Rangers 4-3. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, but we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Artis from New York City, who has served since 2003 and has been awarded both the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star. The Yankees say thank you, Andrew, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Stand beside her and above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
All right, fans, it's Chris Turner.
Thanks, guys. That's a great stat by Jack Curry. 4-5-0 Yanks, 3-8-0 for the Rangers. DeGrom's gone 6. He's coming out to pitch the 7th. Duran 2 singles. Elmer Rodriguez 2 outs into the 5th. And home runs for the Yankees again. McMahon and Jazz Chisholm Jr. Austin Wells will lead off the bottom of the 7th. Pitches up and away by DeGrom.
Yeah, pitch number 85, Michael. It's the first time he's been in the 7th inning. He's thrown 93 twice, so I would think he would be on a short leash here, because they need him to make 30 to 32 starts.
One and two.
Like Austin felt something there on that swing.
Do you marvel, Joe, at hitters or catchers that are great hitters? Because there's so much heavy lifting to be done defensively as a catcher.
Yes and no. I think there's less on their plate in some instances. For example, catching on one knee saves your legs. Okay. Number two, I think game plans are much more thorough from the coaches and up above, to where you don't have to spend as much time looking at things. It's on your wrist. There's a lot of different things. That now, throwing in the
Wall strikes out,
where you can challenge, I think that's a lot on your plate, but I don't necessarily think so.
Okay. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org.
I think from a physical standpoint, it's easier today than it used to be, because they're on one knee so much.
So that's something that you regret that wasn't around when you were catching.
Yeah, somewhat. I actually think, though, in today's game, catchers should have both, up and the one knee.
How about McMahon? Serves it the other way. His second hit against DeGrom.
Yeah, that Matt Dye hero, Michael, I could hear that break all the way up here. But again, going to left field, hitting the ball the other way, letting it get deep on him, and he hits it off the end here. This is a backdoor slider that he struck him out the time before, and he gets it and lines it over third base for another base hit. You know, look at this. I mean, it's a good pitch. It's on the outside corner, but because it's elevated, he can elevate it.
Well, they're going to say he had a pitch clock violation, so they get a ball. And a bunt. Good bunt. Young Fields fires. Not in time. Beautiful play by Berger to keep that out of right field. But a single for Caballero as McMahon moves to second.
Yeah, McCutcheon did a really good job of going to back that throw up, but if it gets by Berger, it's at least first and third and probably second and third. A really, really good bunt. I love it. A breaking ball is easier pitch to bunt always to me because it's already deadened and it's usually going down, so you can get it on the ground. A really good play by Berger, and that looks like it's it for DeGrom.
That is it, as Schumacher will take the ball from him and signal to the bullpen. Yankees have first and second. Grisham coming up. A weekend at Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 22nd, when the Yankees take on the Rays. It's Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey night. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey, courtesy of State Farm. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
See the numbers on Jalen Beeks has pitched really well. Their bullpen has been outstanding. An ERA around 2.75 on the year. Beeks has been a big part of that. High ground ball. Four-seamer up to 95. A really good changeup. It looks like a sinker, and a really good cutter as well. I think he hides the ball really well, Michael. As you watch him kind of cock his arm, he keeps it behind his body, and then all of a sudden he kind of slingshots it at you.
Center field. Carter makes the play. Tagging is McMahon. He'll go to third. Throw comes into second as Caballero stays put at first. And probably smart to start at first and not tag, because then it makes it very easy for Schumacher to just intentionally walk Judge. They could still do it, and they just did. David Cohn always says, doesn't have to be first base that's open, has to be a base that's open, and the base that was open was second.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 outs. It's different if there's not 2 outs, but there's 2 outs. The thing about this, though, is Cody Bellinger over the last 3 or 4 years has done a great job on left-handers, has been really productive, and you see Jordan Teagues, their pitching coach, coming out trying to give him a plan on Cody Bellinger. Sometimes pitchers don't like to intentionally walk people either. It's like it's a bravado thing, and they're like, okay, look, get this guy.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Line drive, it's a base hit off the bat of Bellinger. McMahon scores. Caballero scores. Judge stops at third. It's another hit. It's 2 more ribbies for Bellinger. He is red hot, and the Yankees lead 6-3.
Well, walking Judge cost him this time, and Cody Bellinger is just doing what he's been doing for about the last 3 weeks. Driving in runs. Just an outstanding at bat. RBI number 26 for him. 25 and 26. A broken bat. But he's able to get it over Berger's head, and you're going to see everyone running. You see Caballero hustling because he knows Bellinger's going to second, and I got to make sure I score before they tag him out if they go there.
Dominguez takes upstairs, batting from the right side against the lefty Beeks. Fly ball right center. Carter over, makes the play. But the Yankees get 2 big runs as we go to the 8th. Yankees up by 3. This is Thursday afternoon as the Yankees and the Rangers play the series finale here in the Bronx. Coverage starts at noon with the FanDuel Yankees pregame and first pitch scheduled for 12:35 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And you can also catch the Yankees batting practice show tomorrow at 6 before game coverage, which will be on Prime.
I like that Fernando Cruz has incorporated his slider more, starting Haggerty off with that. And then he goes to the split, and he doesn't have to show him so many. You can get free strikes sometimes. Haggerty has been much better in his career from the right side than the left side. So used to seeing that split, Michael. I was watching that, waiting for it to break, and it was straight as an arrow.
Hitter's probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Because I'm sure the scouting report is see the ball up, and if it's thigh high or lower, let it go, because it's probably a split.
Clemens looks like he was about to punch him out.
Yeah, it's definitely low to me. As we look at this, yeah, it's definitely low.
Fly ball, left field. Bellinger coming on. Did that hit him? Yes, it did.
Yeah, this four-seamer just gets away from him. His lower half's in front of his upper half, and he falls off, and it's got that run to it, and looked like he just tried to overthrow that one. You just don't want to see Corey Seager come to hit this inning, because he's obviously got a ton of power.
Now one gets away from Wells as Jansen goes to second.
Yeah, this is just a slider that doesn't really break like it's supposed to, and I always thought that that was the hardest ball to catch. A slider that you almost felt like backed up. And I used to get mad when I would get a pass ball on it, because I was like, hey man, that ball didn't do what it was supposed to. I would look up at the scorekeeper thinking that he's going to change it. Didn't happen.
6-3 Yankees as they try to remain hot.
It's interesting. He's one away from his split this inning. See Alexander, another lefty up for Texas.
Hit sharply and a base hit. Jansen held up to see if it got through, so he'll stop at third. Second hit for McCutchen.
And those are the counts that he needs to stay out of, because he becomes predictable with his fastball, and I know it has a little run to it, but McCutchen can still catch up to it. He's been doing this for a long time. A former MVP, former Yankee, Philly, Pirate.
And they got a rare start against a righty. Stayed in there against a righty and got 2 hits.
Yeah, Sam Haggerty, who's a switch hitter, has struggled this year, and Brandon Nimmo's nursing a hamstring, so he has not been playing every day. He's been DHing since he kind of tweaked it against the Yankees.
So they're trying to give him 2 days off. Yesterday with an off day, so this will give him 2 days off. Probably back in the lineup tomorrow.
Hamstrings are hard to manage, and he's had that before. 2017, 2021. And this was the situation that you wanted to stay out. Seager possibly getting up this inning, being the tying run.
And he is on deck. Texas has out-hit the Yankees 9-8, but the Yankees lead 6-3. The home runs, the difference. One and one. Two and one.
He's just really lost the zone coming back out this inning. He got the quick first out. Then a hit by pitch, a single where he got behind McCutchen. Now he's behind Carter.
Now he's worked himself into a big-time jam. Hit by pitch, single, and a walk, and the bases are loaded with Seager coming up. And that'll do it for Cruz. They're going to bring in their closer, David Bednar, and they're going to ask Bednar to get 5 outs to close this one out. Seager against Bednar when we get back. We like to call him Melon Ezra.
How about that?
Corey Seager, raised in North Carolina, grew up a Yankees fan and idolized Derek Jeter. Only player in Major League history to win World Series MVPs for both a National League team, the 2020 Dodgers, and an American League team, the Rangers, in 2023. First left-handed hitting shortstop in Major League history to reach 200 career home runs. Good stuff, right, Mel?
How about that? I love that. Interesting situation here with Corey Seager. He has not hit the breaking ball well this year. He's not hit the slider or the sweeper, but he's hit the curveball and has been good against changes in splits. A couple pitches that Bednar has.
He goes around.
he has struggled with the high fastball tonight.
Oh, 2. Yankee outfield, you've got red lights in the corners and a caution light in center field.
The other thing that you have is real accuracy. Besides the arm strength, you have real accuracy in the Yankees outfield.
Swing and a miss, got him. Dialed it up to 97. A big strikeout of Seager.
Yeah, that's knowing the scouting report. As I said, he hits curveballs really well, and he hits the off speed, the change of the split. So what's he do? He goes up in the zone. Four-seamer up, strike 1, strike 2. He goes a little bit higher. See how high Corey Seager will go. Well, he's not going that high, so I'm going right there over the middle of the plate. Strike 3. Now he's got to get the hottest hitter on the planet.
And that one is line foul.
Little hanger there that he got away with. Josh Young is he can struggle on breaking balls, but he does hit breaking balls that are strikes. So you have to be careful. I like the fastball away to him and that split below the zone.
That one's popped up, loop to shallow right. Jazz Chisholm's there. What a performance by David Bednar, leaving the bases loaded. Cruz likes what he sees. Those are his runs on base, and the Yankees still lead by 3. Sixth inning, then Jazz Chisholm connected for a big home run. We'll look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 110.9 off the bat, and it was the hardest hit ball of the season for Jazz, and he traveled 413 feet. And here he is leading off the Hyundai scoreboard. Yankees lead 6-3. Tyler Alexander is in.
Yeah, 5 different pitches, Michael. A pretty high average against him, but it's a lot of weak contact. And that's how he's kept his ERA down. And the interesting thing about this bullpen, when you look at the Rangers, and they're #1 when it came to ERA at 2.75. They're 25th in velocity at 94 miles per hour. The Yankees are actually lower than that. The Yankees obviously got some guys that don't throw exceptionally hard. When you start talking about Tim Hill and Yarborough, they kind of hold it down a little bit. But this is not a hard throwing bullpen. It's good breaking stuff.
High fly ball center field. Carter out #1. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, and much more. Here's Goldschmidt. Yeah. 0-1.
Kind of look like the breaking ball that Weathers throws so effectively. One that starts way off to right-handers and sweeps in.
Driven out to right field and deep. McCutchen back on the track at the wall. See ya! Into the first row of seats the other way. Goldschmidt with a home run. And the Yankees are up by 4. 7-3.
Yeah, his first home run off a lefty this year. He's actually struggled a little bit off of lefties, which we saw him hit so high and so effectively last year. He's actually been much better against righties, but a good night for him. First home run off lefties. I think these couple days playing in a row are going to help him a lot. and he might get tomorrow as well. Just needs some at-bats.
So 2 for 4 for Goldschmidt. So well respected in that room. Veteran presence. That one is driven to right field. That ball is foul.
Can it stay fair for a catcher?
This one
Goldie's
did.
home run. Look at his fastball. His swing is so simple. There's not a lot of movement in his lower half. He gets ready really quickly. If the ball's away, he may not hit it out, but it's middle away. He drives it to right field. To me, he's always got such a good approach. He is through the middle of the diamond and lets the ball determine where he wants to hit it. Gets his foot down quickly, just stays behind the ball and hits it in the right field seats.
And he hit it in the right ballpark. This is the only place that would have been a home run.
Yeah, he's had a really good night. That RBI home run there, and he was on when McMahon hit his 2-run homer in the second inning to make it 3-3.
Well, the home run was his second for Goldschmidt, and it was his 374th career home run, which ties Rocky Colavito and Manny Machado for 82nd all-time. Yankees up 7-3. The Yankees are 9-2 in series openers this year. They've won 6 straight such games. They're 5-0 in series openers at home. So once again, if they hold on, those numbers get better.
We always talk about the importance of winning game 1 if you're trying to win the series. It's really hard if you don't win game 1.
And that is ball 4 as Wells reaches. Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Justin Shackle and Jack Curry will have highlights and analysis. Meredith Morakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse. We'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Ryan McMahon had a home run in the second inning. Let's take a look at it on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, I didn't think he really got all of that, Michael, and you can see the exit velocity, but he had the perfect elevation on it to get it out of the ballpark, his launch angle.
And that's going to be challenged.
The catcher is calling challenge and the foul ball.
And he was
Calls
right.
overturned. Texas has 2 remaining.
Yeah, I thought he was going to challenge the one on Wells that was away on the 2-2 pitch, and he didn't. Maybe that's catcher's union.
So if the Yankees could hold on, this would be a really big victory for them because they were down 3-0 before they sent a batter to the plate against Jacob deGrom, who came in with a 2 ERA. And they were able to catch up against deGrom, move ahead against deGrom, and then hold on. But still, they have 3 outs to go.
Yeah, I think responding in the first inning the way they did, where Judge doubled and then Bellinger doubled, you just say, hey, we can get to this guy again, and they did. the big home run by McMahon, then the other one by Jazz. Ended up scoring 6 runs off of DeGrom tonight. 6. This place has not been kind to him. I mentioned it earlier. His ERA was 5.19 here coming into this game, and it obviously is going to go up. And his ERA against the Yankee in 9 starts before today was 2.97.
Runner goes. Ball is hit to left field. Haggerty back. Makes the play, and Wells will head back to first.
So I look at that at bat for McMahon. That's a good at bat, and I know he flew out the left, but he didn't swing through the breaking ball. He stayed on it. He drove it the other way. He hit it high. High fly balls to the outfield are not bad things. It's just a slight miss. And to me, his at bats are getting better and better.
Caballero picked up a bunt single in the 7th, and that was important because it led to 2 big insurance runs in that inning, coming in on the Bellinger double. Beautiful bunt toward third base. Young about even with the bag at third, close to the line. Good change.
See that extra work he was making for Danny Cunningham, the longtime groundskeeper, digging that hole deep.
And that got Jansen.
Yeah, that right leg is exposed. He's lucky it didn't hit his hand, because that could have been a lot more worrisome for the Texas Rangers, hitting one of those fingers. A lot of catchers choose to put their hand behind their back. He chooses to put it on his thigh, and it's definitely exposed.
Joe, why would he do that?
Well,
I mean, it's really exposed.
For me, when I blocked, I always wanted my right arm in front of me, not behind me, if I had to block. So there's 2 strikes. Could be a ball in the dirt. Or when I was throwing, I wanted it in front of me. But I put it behind my glove. He puts it there, and it's dangerous, but the chances of it getting hit are obviously very slim, or he wouldn't do that. But I always liked it because when I blocked, I felt like if my hand was behind me, I didn't get my right shoulder all the way around to curve it and kind of like a flipper to direct the ball back to home plate, if that made sense. It would be somewhat flat and the ball would hit and kick to my right, but if my shoulder is rounded forward, it steers back towards the plate.
So if you have your hand behind your back, it couldn't come around in time?
I just didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Gotcha.
Kind of a mean stare there.
Trying to keep Wells close. Runner goes. Foul ball.
Yeah, that's somewhat of a rarity. He actually throws more changeups to right-handers than he does his fastball, and he's got 2 different fastballs, so he's got 2 to choose from.
Deep right field. McCutchen back on the track, reaches up, makes the play, and that will do it. But the home run by Goldschmidt gives the Yankees a 4-run lead as we go to the ninth. Figueroa deep into the seats over Roy White. Nice play there. He started double play, then came to the Yankees. Flashing the leather over the hot corner. Toby Harrah. We go to the ninth inning. Kyle Higashioka. There's a strike from Bednar. Bednar, bases loaded, 1 out, got out of the jam in the 8th, and he's well rested. Coming into tonight, he'd been off for 5 of the last 6 days and 8 of the last 11 because the Yankees have had all these blowouts. Check out further on Toby. Final bat in Washington Senators history. Traded to Cleveland for Buddy Bell. Wow. And in his 1 season with the Yankees, 217, 14 extra base hits, 26 ribbies.
I thought the first day of a series was supposed to be easy.
How so?
On the name the Yankee.
Oh,
I mean, if the first day's an 8, I got no chance the rest of the year.
yeah, Toby Harrah had a pretty good career. You know, almost 2,000 hits, 918 ribbies, 1,115 runs, had a 51.5 WAR. Toby Harrah was the player that taught our producer Troy Benjamin what a palindrome was.
Really?
Same word, spelled backwards and forwards. Harrah. Strike 3. Higashioka down looking.
Perfect pitch. Higgy looked like he was looking for some type of breaking ball, either the split or the curveball, and froze him away. And what you don't want in this situation is Bednar to get into long at bats because he's going to have to give him an inning and 2/3.
Pitch Duran upstairs.
Good numbers that he has with the Yankees. I mean, you think about his first outing where he didn't get much sleep, and then since then he's been really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was that awful series in Miami.
It was just an awful day that first day.
Jake Bird didn't pitch well.
Duvall, I think.
Duvall. Yeah. All those guys got off planes, got onto the mound, and did not perform.
Anytime he wants, he just flip that curveball up there.
Also in that series, Caballero joined the Yankees and made an error out in the outfield. Right side, long run for Goldschmidt. And it hit the screen, and so did he.
Yeah, he just runs out of room here. Actually, it hits off his glove.
I think after it hit the screen, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it hits the screen and then off his glove. He can almost dive into the screen now and don't have to worry about going into the stands.
Driven into left center field. That is going to be in there. And one hop up against the wall. And Duran is going for 3, and he's going to make it. 3rd hit of the night for Duran.
Yeah, the first 2 he hit very softly, and I didn't think he hit this ball this hard. As it seemed like he was kind of bailing when he swung. He has to reach for it, but what he does, and he does very well, is he goes down into his legs so he doesn't go forward too much and gets a ton of that. I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise for Texas. I don't think they thought he was going to be an everyday player, but he's hit so well they find a place for him in the lineup, whether it's second or left field.
It was Jake Berger. we didn't get this note in. The Yankees just beat up on the Orioles, swept them, really handled them quite easily. And it was only the third series in Yankee history with a sweep of 4 games where all of the wins were by 5 runs or more. They did it in 1939, they did it in 1949, and they did it this last series. Pretty amazing. Only 3 times.
Their offense has been rolling. You look at their last 16 games, and they're scoring over 6.5 runs a game. And with the pitching they have, you're going to win a lot. The problem is Tampa keeps winning, too.
Amazing. They will not go away. Grounded up the middle. That's going to get a run in. But they get the second out. Duran scores. The Yankees lead 7-4, but they're 1 out away from a victory. We gave the numbers on Bednar as the Yankee. 2.54 ERA, 31.7 strikeout percentage, ground ball percentage of 53, allowed 0.46 home runs per 9 innings. Since that time, the only pitcher who beats Bednar in all of these categories since Bednar became a Yankee, Mason Miller.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got 103 in his pocket.
Justin Foscue is pinch hitting. Justin was not on any of the rosters given to us before the game. Not on the bench, but he's at the plate.
How do you do that, Michael?
I don't know. They don't even have a picture of him. It's got a big T. And they don't have his name in the system because it still says Haggerty up on the board. Found it softly. McMahon over to first. The scoop. And the Yankees win by a score of 7-4. As they continue to vanquish opponents 4 in a row against the Orioles. Now the first game against the Rangers, and the Yankees pick up their 25th win against just 11 losses.
Yeah, they are on a roll. They are pitching extremely well. Their starters have been excellent. Bullpen has been good. Offensively, they're scoring runs in so many different ways. Tonight it happened to be the long ball, and Jazz had a big one tonight.
Boone searching out family members, friends that he left tickets for. That goes on every single game. This seems to go on every single game.
Yeah.
Guy gets hits, big hits.
It's starting to remind me of '98 a little bit, Michael.
That's a mouthful. That was a pretty good team with a pretty good ending. Yankees win 7-4. We'll come back with awards and then the postgame. Drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, the drive of the game is Jazz Chisholm in the 6th inning. This long home run off of Jacob deGrom. A little bat flip way back there, Michael, to put him up 4-3. And Jazz has somewhat caught fire as well as a lot of his other teammates.
And we'll hear with him with Meredith on the postgame show. Turn off the Chevy player of the game.
Well, Cody Bellinger in the first inning hits this double to get the Yankees within 3-1. And then later in the game, he hits this big double that puts this game away. He was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. His hot Streak continues, and the Yankees offense is rolling, Michael.
Took 2 hours and 46 minutes for the Yankees to win again. Hedrick the win. Bednar's 10th save. DeGrom his second loss. He went 6 in the third. McMahon, Chisholm Jr., and Goldschmidt all connected for the long ball. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Justin Shackle and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Jared Ames Bosnack. Join us again tomorrow as the Yankees continue the series against the Rangers here in the Bronx. Coverage will begin at 6 p.m. on Yes. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Once again, the final score of the New York Yankees 7 and the Texas Rangers 4. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Now let's go to Justin Shackle and Jack Curry standing by in our studios with the post-game show.